Hey, we're both bobbing. Welcome back to another episode, everybody. I'm Emery Wolf. I forgot who I was. Joining me is...
Yeah. I'm Nick Lamb.
And this is Just Two Camera Guys, a camera show where we're going to talk about all things camera. Continuing our theme, talking about the Moose Jaw Film Festival, Nick. How are things going with it?
Oh, good. It's been fun interviewing different nominees all week, getting to hear about films shot in Saskatchewan. And yeah, we got a good one today, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it'll be good. Another Saskatchewan person, another Saskatchewan story, right? Which always makes it kind of fun. I tried talking about it the last one here, down here at the bottom. We got some sponsors of this thing too. How do sponsors really make this thing go together, Nick?
So to be honest, so this is kind of a catch-22, me being a sponsor of this thing, because we need sponsors or else it all comes out of my pocket, but clearly parts of it already comes out of my pocket, so not sure how that works. I don't know why Jeremy made my thing so small, but
probably because you paid the lease so far.
No, I didn't. But whatever.
It's interesting to see a few of these things. Watching the Moose Jaw Center for the Arts on there is nice to have a group like that attached to this. How do you guys go about getting these sponsors?
Honestly, you just ask. It sounds so dumb, but you just ask, say, hey, we're putting on this in Moose Jaw for the community and for the filmmaking community in Saskatchewan. It's for Saskatchewan by Saskatchewan.
Yeah, so it's like us, people you know then, or
yeah, like us involved aren't making a nickel off of it. The only people that are the tiny rental rate that the Moose Jaw Center for Arts and Culture charged us, but even that we made them a major sponsor because they gave us a fantastic rate. So the technicians are going to make money there and just paying all the rest of the bills. But yeah, that's why we tried to make everything as cheap as possible, because we tried to make it as accessible as possible, both for filmmakers with a low fee and for tickets to be a low fee as well, because we were hoping to get as many people out as we can. So that's what we're going for.
Yeah, what's kind of neat too is you see some of like these, I'm going to call them, they're extensions of the community, really, or the film community in Saskatchewan. Java Post has been around for ages. Flatland Equipment, I imagine that's a rental place for this stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's the selling point right there, folks. Too, seeing some other places here too, like Todd Bryanton Media and Kiriako as well. But there's also some on here who, maybe don't seem quite to fit. How does a place like Deja Vu or South Country or even
Deja Vu? I'm the neighbors with the guy that owns the restaurant. So just asked them, and they're more than willing to help out. Same with South Country. I work with one of the guys that works with South Country, and he proposed it to him, and it's just the community event that they like to be associated with. So yeah. I'm excited for it.
Again, it's one of those things. It really is a community thing. It takes a whole province to make a film festival, I guess, not just a city sometimes. So yeah, even though it's the Moose Jaw Warriors on there, not the whole WHL. Well, we're going to see here. Our next guest is out in the farm. I can see that the internet looks like it is coming and going. We'll add her to the stage. Karla, can you hear us?
Hello.
There we go. Perfect. So Karla, you made a film or video called Fossil Record. Can you tell us a little bit about
that? It came up quite unexpectedly, actually, because it's all centered around an actual live event that I found out about on Facebook. And in true Saskatchewan style, one of our small towns decided to do something crazy. So they wanted to beat the world record for the most inflatable dinosaurs in one place. And I read about it on Facebook, and I was like, I found my people. I need to go there. And I signed up immediately because I wanted to go, because I mean, who doesn't want to be with a couple hundred inflatable dinosaurs? It sounds like a really good time. So I reached out to him, and the more I thought about it, I'm like, this would be such a good film. And it would be so fun to be part of a community that's doing something crazy. They were actually trying to break the the Guinness Book World Records, and the previous one was 300, I think. And so he decided to put it on. His name's Gary Grady, and he decided to put it on in Dundurn on Canada Day. So I mean, how exciting is that? So it took me like 3 weeks to get a hold of him, because he's a very busy man. So we had 6 weeks before the event, and we decided that we're going to do it and figure it out. And I was thinking mostly, do you remember the House Hippo commercials at all? Okay. So that's one of my absolute favorite commercials. And, you get sucked in by it. It did what it was supposed to do. And I'm like, that suspension of reality, I thought was such a cool idea with inflatable dinosaurs. So we wrote a script and headed out, and it was a crazy, crazy, crazy day, because we had no control over anything. How many people, the weather, we just went, and we had no chance. You can't retake it. It's a live event that isn't ours. So it was crazy. It was awesome. So much fun.
So all of that was just one day.
No, the stuff that we shot on the Albert Street Bridge, because we do have where we got into the Royal Saskatchewan Museum here. So we did that on a separate day, and in the office. But anything with the dinosaurs and anything that you see at the event, all of that was one day. And we actually got our day cut super short, because we had the worst storm go through and a plow wind. So it was just absolute chaos. There was all these people. There was a DJ that showed up. So there was music in the streets, and they were hoping for 500, and they had just shy, I think, of 3,500. So
wow.
And we couldn't even count them all for the Guinness Book, because there was so many dinosaurs, and you have to sign up. Even though we signed up to be part of the event, you had to go to the Guinness table and physically register, and lots of people just didn't care enough to do it, because they knew they broke the record, and they were having so much fun smashing into each other's dinosaurs, and it feel like waiting in line to sign up. So I don't know what the actual count was, but I know it was really close to 4,000. And Dundurn is only, I think, 1,500 people maximum. So we almost tripled the size of the town with inflatable dinosaurs. It was crazy, but it was so fun, and it's so Saskatchewan. So that's why it was just super important to me, because I'm pro Saskatchewan. I will support the arts in this way. So support Saskatchewan people all the way.
So are you like a comedian or involved in comedy in such a way? No, I'm serious, because the way that you structured the comedy in this, so it's a mockumentary, Emery, but it's like, I cannot express how well done it is. It's a fabulous film, and it's very funny, like from start to finish, laugh out loud, funny. So how did the comedy come about?
So Lynette Piper and I, and also Abby Kelsey, we got the script down. I wrote everything out on cue cards, because I'm like, these are the things that I want. I knew I wanted conspiracy theorists because they're funny. So we wrote things about, I wrote things about conspiracy theorists, and then, we just picked different groups of people. And so when I knew the people that I wanted in it, then I wrote for each person. Lynette got all the structure together, which was amazing. But again, it's a live event. So for instance, there's RCMP officers that are in there. Well, we saw the opportunity to interview the RCMP if they would let us, and they were completely into it, and we didn't give them any lines. So I said, all I want you to do, I'm going to let Donna interview you. Whatever she asks or whatever you want to say, just run with it, and we'll see what happens. And I said, but remember, we're going to ask you like they're real dinosaurs. And his response was, well, we need bigger cuffs, and we might have to get a bigger car. And he was so convincing. And they had so much fun.
That was improv, that scene. That's so amazing. Yeah.
100%. So, same thing with Gary Grady. He is one of the funniest people I have ever met in my life. And my kids both say that he's my missing brother, because it feels like he was part of the family because he has that same weird sense of humor. And I called him because we knew we wanted a streaker. And I called him, and I didn't want to have to bring the streaker from Regina. I also didn't know who to ask. So I phoned him and I said, Gary, this is a really weird question. I remember, I don't know Gary except for talking on the phone. And I said, I have a really weird question, but I really want to have a streaker. And he goes, I know one. Like, I didn't even finish my sentence, and I bust out laughing. He goes, yeah, I know the guy. And I'm like, are you serious? And he's like, yep. So that's how I got my streaker. I met him that day. And I got him the inflatable flamingo to go around his waist. Now, I haven't seen this person. I just know there's a guy willing to be a streaker in Dundurn. And so I'm like, let's roll with it, because that's what I like. I like that kind of momentum comedy wise, because I think a lot of comedy is happens naturally. So you have to give it that space to do that. So set it up and see what happens. And risky, but worth it. But I have to tell you about him. When I met him, I was nervous to say, I bought you a pair of panties, because I bought him a pair of women's underwear that were nude color. And so I'm meeting this person for the first time in this huge crowd, and, we're shaking hands, and he's like, hey, what do you need me to do? And I'm like, I bought you a wig and a mask so that nobody knows who you are. And I've got this flamingo for around your waist to hide things. And I said, so these are women's underwear. And I don't know how to say this to him. And he goes, and I said, but my suggestion, we wear them backwards so that the butt part is holding in all your parts. And I said, but we might see some cheeks in the back. And his response was, nope, I'm wearing them front ways. I was like, oh my God. And so the funniest part was, and I can't stop laughing, and I'm like, oh my God, he's so invested. So when we went to go do the streaker part, the plow wind had started. So there's things blowing down the street. We're trying to hold on to everything. We had to go in a completely different part because the wind was so bad. I mean, like apocalyptic. And so he comes running out, and does his thing with Lynette. We did the take, I think, 4 times, but the first one, and we had to stop because of the wind. But the first one, he comes running out, scares Lynette from behind. We worked out how he's going to do it. And I said, say whatever you want running up behind her, but it has to be about dinosaurs aren't real, or something like that. And he comes out, he says, dinosaurs aren't really real, and whatever he says. But she knocked him over because they ran into each other. And when he fell down, she decided to just go with it, and so she turns around and starts punching him, but he fell out of the panties.
Oh no.
So I'm standing 8 feet away behind the camera, and I lost it. I was laughing so hard I couldn't yell cut, so she just kept beating him up and beating him up and beating him up, because we finally yelled cut. Somebody else did, because I'm in tears in the grass. And he sits up and he goes, my junk's out, isn't it? And we're like, yes. And then he did 3 more takes. So, it was hilarious. But so we had all kinds of help. I met a student there who just really wanted to find out what we were doing. And he's really interested in film, and he was in high school. And I said, well, we need you for crew for the day. So he was the dinosaur poop scooper. So, and so we had a t-shirt for him, and we made him a character. So he's the one with the big snow shovel, shoveling like the dinosaur poop that we made off the street. And he loved it. And now he's doing film stuff. So I think that's amazing. We didn't traumatize him. We made him want to do it more. So that's good. Yeah, it was a good time.
Oh,
and getting to go to the museum was also great. It was really nice of them because we got to see Mega Munch before he left. And I think that museum just really sort of brought it all together. So, yeah.
Yeah, all the museums seen all of that. So this is hilarious. I can't even believe it. So I just looked up. You're not going to believe this, Emery. I wish that I'd been able to get you the film, but Karla's last credit was craft service, and then you made such a funny, great film like that. Like, that's so funny. Yeah. There's a bunch of craft service credits for her on
Yes,
there. And then you're also
I don't take
making
care of my
films. So good
IMDb.
for you.
So a caveat to that, years ago, back in the days of Corner Gas, I was an extra. I got hired to do stuff. I was in a Mary Higgins Clark movie. I started out in this as an actress.
I worked on both of those shows. So that's
Oh, there you go.
awesome.
So I was The Cradle Will Fall was the movie that I was in for the Mary Higgins Clark, and I did a bunch of other little stuff. So when the industry sort of went sideways, and I had my kids, I just reinvested in my kids and just stayed home with my kids. And then when they're grown up, I got back into it by going into craft services because I used to have a cafe. And 10 years ago, 10 years ago, I got Lyme disease, and I have long Lyme. So it ended everything that I used to do, and I had to completely reinvent what I'm going to do going forward. So I had a choice to make, and I want to be involved in film. So I got doing craft services, and I'm always writing. And then Lynette and I have teamed up and written some stuff. I just went through the writer's room with Screen Sask, which was the most amazing experience. But the best part about it, the reason I went into that writing room is because we're doing a continuation of Fossil Record, and it's called Off Air. And it's a 6-part web series. So It doesn't have to do with dinosaurs, but it brings back all of the SCTV news crew. And they're battling a new news crew, which is the SSSS, which is for Saskatchewan, and it's South Saskatchewan Sights and Sounds station, and their rival station. So Donna's going to butt up with Misty Meadows and do some really interesting stories coming up. We're covering potholes. We're covering like the KFC sign blowing off, important things. So, yeah.
Do you guys have the website set up for this already then?
We don't. We're actually just finished episode 1, when we've mapped out to 6. We're hoping to apply for the IPF development funding so that we can get the web series off the ground. If not, I will be picking bottles and selling foot picks. I don't know. I'm paying for this, so I need it to happen. I want it to happen in the worst way, and I think it is so funny. And people were so receptive to Fossil Records, so I want to keep that momentum going. They want to see more, so they liked the characters. They love Donna. She's ridiculous, and we just want to continue it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And just thinking about like all of this too, and kind of your story there, like you went through some shit and then you come out on the other side, and now you're doing this and you're having success with that. So that's fantastic. Good for you. It feels like the Saskatchewan comeback story of the year.
It kind of feels like it, or I hope it's going to end up that way. We did, I think we won 15 selections and awards for Fossil Records so far. I haven't had a chance to post anything. It's been an absolutely mental fall, but when I do, it'll be just pages and pages. No, I'm kidding. So, and as far as you asked me about humor, that's my family. Like genetically, I am incapable of being embarrassed. It can't happen. It's never happened. Screen stuff, it's never happened ever. And trust me, the universe has tried. My skirt fell off in the front of the Saskatchewan hotel. It's the biggest event of the year, and my skirt literally fell around my ankles under the big awning outside. I didn't die. I mean, that didn't kill me. I'm invincible at this point. So, yeah.
Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Right, oh, exactly. Awesome. Or makes a good comedy.
Yeah, right. You got to have that perspective though, right? Like that's the only way you can get through some of this stuff sometimes is look at the silly side and live it out.
Yeah, 100%. And we did have our sound equipment when we got to Dundurn wasn't working. We only had one boom mic to do all of those shots. Then our footage got corrupted, which is why this took 2 years to get, or a year and a half. So we ended up calling for footage to all of the people that were there. Anybody have footage we can use? So we were using sent footage to us too. And
Really?
oh yeah, like this had so many nightmares to it. The storm, the wind, the sound equipment, the corruption of like it was insane. We sold, I think, 250 shirts that day that my daughter and I made to pay for the film. And they said things like, I blew up in Dundurn, blow hard with a record, like things like that. So we sold all of the shirts. People were so receptive of that. So that's how we paid for that part of it. So it was great.
So are you and Lynette friends? Because she
Yeah.
was fabulous in this as well. Like yeah, the whole thing just had comedy, like her delivery. A mockumentary, you see them where they don't hit it, and they're just like, the idea is funny, but the execution isn't. But yours had the idea and the execution, and it just works.
She's fantastic. And I think she knows Donna better than anybody. I knew I wanted Donna to be, and she's like, I want to be Donna. And I'm like, she's really straight laced, but she's super funny and very talented, but didn't believe maybe that she could be this big, bold character who's sort of separate from herself. And she allowed herself to just give it a shot. And it was not comfortable for her being in that situation, being thrown into, there's no script. Oh no. And then she just pulled it out. So she knows Donna better than anybody. And when we talked about Donna's intentions, the thing is, Donna wants to be, she thinks she knows everything. Obviously, you've seen the film. She thinks she knows everything, but she's all hearts. You can't even be annoyed by her because she's full of conviction that she's doing the right thing and she's on the story and she's getting it and she's great and she's celebrating herself, although she always misses the mark. Always. But she's okay with it. So we're okay with it.
She's like this. She's very likable in that role, and it's even more impressive now knowing that that's nothing like she's more reserved and that's a stretch for her. Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, but she's super funny. Like I said, people don't necessarily see that side of her, but I was so glad that she brought it up. Like, thinking, if I were to tell anybody, Lynette's gonna go on July 1st and beat up a streaker. Like, what? Like, so it's so ridiculous.
So this being a camera show, do you know any of the details about what you shot it on? And did you film? Are you a shooter yourself, or did you have a camera?
I am not. My expertise would be directing and writing and acting. I have skilled people to do the things that I don't want to do and would probably be really bad at, because I'm a super visual person and I want to be in there and directing and getting things going. I don't want to be worried about the technical side of it. And so that's why, you have a team that can do those things for you. And we had Bella Petrovich and Graydon Eskowich were filming. And I have to say too, the editing saved this film. Because of how we had to piecemeal things together and sort of change the order of the script because of the footage that we ended up with. Like, we had some extra, but we also had some less. And so we had so many people with their hands on it trying to help. It was amazing. So to say it's a Saskatchewan film, you have no idea how many people helped with that film to get it off the ground. I couldn't be more grateful. And I am so impressed by the skill with what they did with what they had.
So how does that work with getting this many? Is this like, did you have any budget, or is this just all people
just t-shirt money?
How does that work?
Sales. And we actually did do a it's not called a GoFundMe, I can't think what the word is, Kickstarter.
Okay.
So we did do a Kickstarter and people were super supportive. I think we raised $3,000. I can't remember. And then we got another $1,500 in t-shirt sales. And then I paid for the rest.
Okay.
And again, like, everybody's, we're always talking about film budgets and they're like, oh, I only have 40 grand but it's 20 minutes long and whatever. And I'm just like, we can do things. It's so hard, but we can. And I just want to create however I can. And I don't think it depends on your budget. It depends on your people.
Yeah, and the mocumentary idea too is like the perfect way to deal with that budget issue, right?
100%, because it's meant to look like a struggling news station, and like by design. And SCTV, back in the day, because I'm that old, I loved SCTV. And when I came up with Saskatchewan Community Television, I'm like, oh my God, that's SCTV. And it's on my, I don't know if you've ever seen, but my Jeep, like the news Jeep is what we called it. And you see it in one of the shots there where they're going behind the smart car. But that Jeep is my Jeep that I use for and it says SCT News Jeep on the side to this day, because it makes me laugh. And I love that it says that on the side, like it's hysterical to me. So I love that part of it. But I have to tell you one more thing. In the smart car, Bella is sitting in the trunk of the smart car doing those shots from behind. Yes. So she's sitting sideways and trying to film like this over her shoulder, and got those amazing shots. Like,
I love that scene. Oh my goodness, that is such. There's so many funny scenes in that show. It's
the dinosaur that gets hit is my daughter. But my other daughter was driving the car, and she was scared to hit us because I'm in the other suit. She's scared to hit us. So she stops that smart car like 2 feet before us. And she's supposed to like tap us, but she freaked out and stopped early. So my other daughter jumped onto the hood of the hood of a smart car, jumped onto the smart car, and then it was the funniest. We did that one in one take because it was so funny the way we did it. So yeah, it worked out great.
And then I'm not going to give away anymore, but boy, I will give away this one tiny bit, but it's so funny because they hit one of the dinosaurs in the smart car, but then the twist was the people driving the smart car were like pro dino people, and they were devastated that they just killed this dinosaur. It was so fun.
Yeah.
Like the twist, it was just like they were just devastated. It was so funny.
Yeah. It was a good time. And the guys, Levi and Kyler, and I cannot think of the name of their company right now, which is so weird. They helped out so much. And because I was in the suit that day, and all of us that were helping were in dinosaur suits and in vehicles, Kyler and Levi came out and took over filming for that part of it. So yeah, they jumped in to help out. It was fantastic. And my husband built that huge trap, and people have been obsessed with that trap.
Yes.
It's so funny. They're obsessed with the trap.
Emery, so they're trying to catch, because these dinosaurs are terrorizing the community, right? So this one guy comes up with this idea to catch the dinosaurs, and they built a giant, like a couple sheets of plywood sized mousetrap. Like it's this huge, like picture this giant mousetrap, and then they reach over and they set it. I can't remember. They put like chicken wings or something on the trap, and they're trying to catch these dinosaurs. I was actually worried. I was like, oh no, he's gonna die in the trap, the guy that set it.
And he made it spring, like my husband built it, and he made it, it had to be real because he's the perfectionist. So he had to make it actually spring loaded so that it was an actual trap, because he wanted the like cadence of like, putting it down. So
yeah.
The authenticity.
Yeah, that was actually a little scary when he said it. I was just kind of thinking, oh no, is there gonna be a twist here where this guy dies in the trap after he sets it, or what's happening?
We tried to have no violence.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a good time. I can't wait to do the series.
Oh, I can't wait either.
Do you know what's funny, Nick, is we've had our buddy Jordan Blodgett on the show. We talked to Nathan Smith the other day about his movie, and everybody sort of has these things, like, and I feel like all these stories Karla has shared with us is basically like, this is the reason why people do this stuff, is because we're just having fun.
Yeah. And I said, because everybody asked, and we were on the national news. Like I was on the national, because people were like, there's a filmmaker who's going to this thing, because I was all over the internet, trying to get people out and sort of advertising it, just because of the event, not because of the film, because I literally was so excited about it. So, I mean, it got a lot of attention that way, because people like to do something fun and something different. And everybody asks, like, why would you want to do a show about inflatable dinosaurs? And I'm like, because I don't know about you, but I need a laugh. Things are so heavy. You can't be angry when you're in a crowd of inflatable dinosaurs. You can't even be angry when you're in one, like in a suit. The skidding down the hill, on my stuff, that's me in the suit, right? Because I wanted to be in the suit. So I went down that hill, whatever, and we were killing ourselves laughing, doing shots like that and trying to run in these suits. But silly is good for you. Silly is healing. Silly is uplifting. Silly doesn't hurt anybody. So if I can do something that bombs my soul and maybe bombs somebody else's soul, and have like maybe a bit of a sore torso from laughing after that, why wouldn't you want to do that? Right?
Yeah. That's awesome.
I feel like we could probably sit here for days, and you could just sit here and tell us stories for days. It's like the most Saskatchewan thing ever.
Yeah.
It is the most Saskatchewan thing ever. Yep.
Are you coming down next Saturday?
Of course. Oh, I can't
awesome.
wait. And I actually am hosting the Verticals Challenge.
Okay.
For the festival. Yeah.
Oh, I'm putting 2 and 2 together now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because same thing. I want everybody to be able to, like I said, say something, do something, make something. And it's going to be fantastic. Because I wanted everybody to be on the same playing field. I think a lot of people have creativity to share, and they don't necessarily get that opportunity or don't feel welcome in that space. And I want people to feel welcome in that space. And so if you can make something 3 minutes long that you feel we need to hear or see, that's fantastic. I want to see it. I want to be part of somebody else's journey, little bits at a time. So excited about, I can't wait to see. So yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, nice. I think we can probably wrap it up there. Thank you, Karla, for coming on. Thank you for those stories. That's fantastic. Honestly, again, just the fun, the everything. I believe you're on at the 10 a.m. part again for the schedule. So again, another reason to get those tickets, show up at 10 a.m. and come and see Karla's work, because it clearly sounds fun. Yeah, again,
I can't wait for you to see it.
on social media, Karla. Where can people find you?
Karla Weber. On Instagram, I'm suddenly Sparky, because I got electrocuted on set. Yep, true story. So they called me, I'm wild. Suddenly Sparky. So that's who I am on Instagram. I'm kind of boring online, but I'm busy making film stuff. I don't have time to be online all the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're way more fun than Nick and I online.
Yeah.
I doubt it, but you'll see all my chicken pictures there if you go on my Instagram.
Perfect.
And the chicken clothes that I made for them. So you'll find all of that.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Thanks again, Karla. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And yeah, we hope to see everybody down at the Moose Jaw Film Festival, February 28th. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
All right.
Thanks,
have a good night.